All right, let's move on here. Obviously, the big news of the week, and this wasn't even known, I don't think, but when we were on the air last week, because we were still questioning where SummerSlam was going to be. But now we know, of course, it's going to be at the Amway Center in Orlando. Debuting officially tomorrow, WWE ThunderDome. State-of-the-art video boards, pyrotechnics, lasers, cutting-edge graphics, and drone cameras will take WWE, this is from the press release, fans' viewing experience to an unprecedented level starting this Friday on Fox, kicking off SummerSlam weekend. Kevin Dunn said WWE has a long history of producing the greatest live spectacles in sports entertainment, yet nothing compares to what we are creating with WWE ThunderDome. This structure will enable us to deliver an immersive atmosphere and generating more excitement amongst the millions of fans watching our programming around the world. With the debut of ThunderDome, WWE will take residency at Amway Center in Orlando, virtually bring fans into the arena via live video on massive LED boards, in conjunction with the famous group and its proprietary technology for every Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-view event. Registration had been open and it has since closed for SmackDown tomorrow. It'll reopen for SummerSlam. It'll reopen for each show in the days leading up to it. Also in the press release that their Amway Center residency will continue for the foreseeable future. Will be produced on closed sets with only essential personnel in attendance. WWE will continue to administer its health and safety protocols for talent, crew, and employees in conjunction with each production, including testing for COVID-19, social distancing, and wearing masks. So let's start with the name. What do you guys think of the name, the ThunderDome? Ryan?
I got to name it something.
Fair. Mark?
It kind of reminds me of the Laser Dome we have here locally, which is a fun place. But didn't WCW have a Thunderdome when they had this cages stacked on top of each other?
Tim,
that was Thunder Cage.
Okay.
Thunder Cage. Okay. Hey, yeah, but like Ryan said, they got to name it something.
Got to trademark it. Got to probably will be merchandise for it. Matt, thoughts on the name?
It's fine. Surprised they're allowed to use it, but if they are, then you might as well.
Tim?
It is Bruce Pritchardian. Like, hey, you know, it'd be really cool if we named this shit after Mad Max in 85. Because we're doing underground fight clubs on Raw. Let's just take everything from the 80s.
Hey, Vince, I got an idea.
Hey, now, I got an idea. What we're going to do is we're going to recreate the SmackDown intro. You know, that shit we did on computer?
Right.
We're going to make it real.
That's what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like, I didn't even think that they were going to name it something, and then when they did, I was like, makes sense. Okay, sure. Now, you know, if you've been on social media, you've seen some of the pictures. I think it looks pretty cool for what they're doing. I mean, obviously, they could have stayed. They just could have stayed in the Performance Center and done that until COVID fucked off, and you know, maybe done boats, beaches, top of the headquarters for pay-per-views. But they're going this route. I think it's cool. I think it's worked out pretty well so far. For the NBA, I know the NHL's done a little bit of live fan stuff, but the NBA, this is really kind of taking the model from the NBA and using it, and I think it's cool. I really do. I think it's a cool thing they're doing.
I have been waiting to work in a multi-level sales pitch to you guys for a long time, so I'm glad Amway was brought up another way. But boy, do I have an investment opportunity for you guys.
How many Amway commercials are we going to see starting tomorrow night on SmackDown on Fox?
37.
I didn't know Amway was still a thing.
To be 100% honest, I'm not entirely sure what Amway is. So if you're even aware of what it is, then you're one step ahead of Big Jim.
I
like-
sat into, I think it was 2 different Amway meetings back in the day.
It's like pyramid schemish, I think.
Oh,
Multi-level
so
selling,
it's-
everybody makes some money above you.
So everybody you went to high school with works for Amway.
That's the thing. Yeah, come on in. Let's just sit through a meeting, things like that. Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Honestly, it was almost like online buying before online and internet was even really a thing or a big thing.
Their revenue was $8.8 billion back in 2018. Shocking.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, did anybody else get registered? I know I got registered, so I'm going to be attempting to make it onto SmackDown tomorrow. Did anybody else get registered?
I'm registered.
You registered? Anybody else?
I'm registered. I'm ready for November 3rd.
We're all fucking ready for November 3rd.
There's no wrestling on that Tuesday.
Don't be rude.
Well,
There's nothing going on at the ThunderDome.
I mean, yeah, definitely not in the ThunderDome. I mean,
Impact's on.
Impact's on, but you don't watch that.
What?
Dark. AEW Dark.
I don't watch YouTube wrestling.
I was going to say NWA, but you got me there.
Yeah, that's it's not
power outage over there.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that, power outage. So, Devin, you said you got registered, but you're not going to attempt to jump in? Like,
that's definitely smart.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how this is pulled off and actually see it on show as opposed to on Ryan Satin's Twitter feed. Yes, Ryan.
I hope to God, Jim, that you make it through.
Okay.
And they sit your ugly mug right next to Brock Lesnar guy and Frank the fucking clown.
But, hey, as long as I don't actually have to be next to them, like obviously they're not in my house.
Oh,
That's
we're
fair.
taking
That's
pictures
fair.
of that and making that our banner on all social media platforms
Hey,
forever.
sure. If that happens, by all means, that'll be our banner forever.
I'm going to double down and I'm going to take that image. I'm going to make it a shirt and you're getting it for Christmas, bud.
That sounds about right. Ryan, did you end up picking up that Orton shirt that was on 40% off the other day?
It's on back order. Sorry.
Oh, man, that sucks. That's all right.
Yeah,
It's because I bought them all for you for Christmas. I just went ape shit and bought a bunch of them. But now I have seen some people like speculating now that they're moving to a to a bigger arena with the bigger setup and you can, I guess, theoretically more safely distance, and the testing protocols are probably going to be stepped up a little bit, that you may see people like Brock Lesnar potentially return, Roman Reigns potentially return. I still don't think Roman's coming back until we're more in the clear on this thing, especially in Florida. But do you think that this opens the door to, because the shows are going to be live, so you won't run the risk of having leaks either. But do you think that there's a potential for returns, surprises, things like that, like maybe a Brock Lesnar type return, now that you're somewhat normal-ish to what you can be right now?
I don't know, but I think Ryan's a liar. I think you can get that Randy Orton shirt right now.
You
on
can.
WWE. Yeah, it's actually you wouldn't believe it, but it's available in every size.
Really?
Right now. He's got a new run in. Hallelujah.
There you go. There you go. When you're buying up your daily new Orton shirt, you can grab the one that was back ordered.
I'll be sure to also. You'll also have to sit tight because as soon as Pat McAfee beats Adam Cole, they're just gonna have to redo this one for Pat.
Yeah, that's for sure. I'm surprised that they didn't Rusev him on this run of shirts and just didn't print enough. I'm really shocked that didn't happen.
Oh no, actually, I think they have an overabundance.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those ones that makes it all the way down to like $5.99 on the clearance sale.
Boy, they don't even do them very much anymore. Yeah.
Every so often you get that 60% off off of clearance. Just to crap, we just got way too many shirts built up back here. Clear it out.
Right. There's one shirt right now that is $4.95 on clearance.
Kurt Hawkins.
It is Jinder Mahal in a woman's shirt.
Oh.
Jinder Mahal's wearing a women's shirt.
I think you misunderstood, Mark. But no, do you think that this opens the door for any returns potentially? Like, one can hope, maybe.
No, man. Like,
what do you want Lou to say? I know somebody that'll drop by. What do you want him to say, Jim?
I'm just asking a question, Ryan.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good question then.
No, I have no idea. I'm not sure if this will open up any debuts or anything. It depends. I mean, it's interesting to see they're moving to the Amway Center at the same time that NX or AEW is saying that starting on the 27th.
Yeah, next Thursday.
They can do 10% capacity at Daly's Place. I'm curious if that's because it's an outdoor arena.
One would hope. I mean, my brother lives in Florida. They don't seem to have a lot of rules down there, though, either. So,
it's Wild West.
That governor's dumber than a sack of nails. But
if AEW is doing 10%, then it'll look like a TNA show. Is that right?
Well,
close. Yeah.
Is 10%? Is 10% much more than the people they've been bringing in for the past month anyway? Like,
I think those have been like not paid for.
No, they haven't been paid, but they've been bringing in people for the last like month or so. So like, I don't know how many people Daly's Place sits, but like they've been the crowds that they have brought in have been like up in the top portions of the amphitheater, away from where the talent is. Like, I don't think they're getting anywhere close to the talent. But even at 10-15%, I don't know what number that is.
Daly's Place is 5,500 capacity.
So 550 people. Right. So they probably haven't had 500, but I mean they've had especially last week they had a decent size because
that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Do you think they've even had over 100 people at this point?
Last week was the most they've had, and I think the reported number was like around 100. So I guess it is considerably more. But like, is this like? And I know I tug in cheek joked about it on Twitter, but like, this like, I don't think this is very smart, right? Like,
it's tough to say, man.
Like I get it. It's outdoors. I get they're going to try to do their best to. And at some point, I get it. Like somebody's going to have to test the water. Somebody at some point is going to have to be the one that says, you know what, we're going to try this. I mean, the NFL's going to try it this year. The SEC is going to try it this year. In the fall, they're going to go up to 25% capacity reportedly. But like, I just like. Does AEW know they're in Florida? Do they are they aware of that? Maybe if you were in Montana or something, maybe 10%, 15%, but it just feels like a bad idea.
I think it's because it's outdoors. Like that's the only reason they're able to get away with it.
Yeah.
Because if it was indoors, they couldn't. Like I know this past weekend on Friday, I was actually at the Mahoning Drive-In for live wrestling.
Right.
And there was like 500-600 people there, but it's spread out at a drive-in theater.
Well, that's a little different too.
Yeah. And like the wrestlers, there was plenty, there was ringside, but it was standing room only. And it was everybody standing in the grass.
How did they do that? Did they like have a hard cam that they broadcast up on the screen?
No, so they had a hard cam shoot. They used the screen as like a backdrop
Okay.
for the shots. But basically, if you were there for the wrestling, you like had to walk up to the ring or
Okay.
be socially distant. And there was plenty of space.
Sure.
But also all of the wrestling, the commentary was patched in through the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you could hear it.
Pretty
You
clever.
could hear live commentary.
Yeah, and I mean, like Live Nation has like they're like I mean the comedians have been doing these drive-in concerts, but like Live Nation and like WMMR have been doing like a series of concerts at like Citizens Bank in the parking lot. But it's
Right.
like it's a drive-in thing. Like you have to you stay at your car and you have to listen through your radio and whatever. But like to me, that feels so much different than like. And this isn't like me pointing the finger at AEW. It just I like this is overly cautious Big Jim going. This feels like a bad idea. Like
I think this is maybe a little too, not to discredit you, but I think 500 might be like the sweet spot. I think for an outdoor venue, you could probably get away with it and be social. Because the trick is, if you're socially distanced, you're wearing a mask, and you're minding your P's and Q's, like that should be enough. Like, because you're not going to be on top of each other. The only people that'll be near each other are people who come together in a party.
sure,
So you were already not socially distancing
Right.
before that. So I think it makes sense. Especially again, because it's an outdoor arena.
yeah,
But if it were indoors, like I don't see WWE doing this at the Amway Center. And it really depends on like the level of like infrastructure that AEW would have at the building. Like, are they enforcing masks? Are they promoting social distancing? Are they promoting are they hand sanitizer available? Is there any interaction between the fans and the wrestlers? Because the wrestlers are being tested, but I don't think the fans
no.
are.
And from what it sounds like, the fans that are buying tickets are going to be like so. Like we've seen the shots at Daly's place. There's like multiple levels
Like the upper risers
of seating. Like I don't think the lowest level is going to have any fans in it. Like I think
Right.
it's more the second and third tiers up. Which again, you're smart enough to protect yourself. And I mean, if I'm a fan, I don't want to be anywhere close to COVID God Chris Jericho anyway. So, that it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm we won't see it live next week because they're going to be on the same time that we're on. But I'm curious to see how it works out. I sincerely hope that it all goes smoothly and everybody's safe and everything. Because again, at some point, that door has to be opened at some point. So you start with 500 next week, and then you see what the following week brings after that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Thunderdome and all of this. Like I think it's I think it's a cool thing. Like I said, the NBA did it, and it's you're using technology the way it's never been used before, and you're steering into the skid of what has been just such a weird freaking year. Jason said will they temperature test fans when they scan the I hope so. I would assume, but again, I mean, all that's
I don't even think it's a good test anymore. I mean,
no, because
we're looking at a ton of people that are asymptomatic. That a fever test isn't going to even start to cover your bases.
Well, and also too, the thing I discovered, because when we were able to visit my grandma at the nursing home, in the days leading up to when she passed, they, you had to sign a form saying you weren't exposed to anybody, whatever, and then they did like the temperature check on your forehead, but like we were just standing outside where it was 100 degrees, and like that's not I don't think a true indicator of what your actual body temperature is either. So so they might be doing it. Jason, I honestly don't know.
Real quick numbers in Florida, and it's kind of unfortunate that today's the day that we're making the talking about it. Florida just rolled over 10,000 deaths, 117 new deaths reported since yesterday, 4,605 new cases reported since yesterday in Florida.
Ooh.
So still definitely rolling right through Florida.
Yeah.
4,000 new cases daily, a total of 588,000 plus cases in Florida. So it doesn't seem to be very controlled right now in the old Sunshine State.
Yeah, definitely a bad situation down there. Probably one of the worst states